Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello?
Do you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you now.
Awesome. I've been trying to figure out where my audio problems are coming in, and I think I just figured it out.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds good.
apparently, it just doesn't work when you're on a VPN. I've been helping them troubleshoot that. So
Okay,
uh,
okay.
let's see. Before I forget, let me pull up their email. Um, so have you been on this platform before?
Yeah, this is my second time. So one time
Awesome.
before this.
How did you like it?
It's pretty cool. I like having an IDE now instead of in the past used just basically like sharing text documents. So this is pretty neat.
But yeah, it's definitely a lot better. You get kind of immediate feedback after. It's a pretty neat platform. So I guess kind of how I do it. I work in Microsoft and formerly Google, so I kind of follow the style of interview that we do here. Um, so it's about usually there's about a 5 minute intro, 35 minutes of technical interview followed by 5 minutes of Q&A. It's anonymous, so the first part's easy. uh,
Yeah,
so we usually just get right into the tech interview, and then I could give you verbal feedback afterwards if you want, and then
sure.
I'll write up the written one afterwards as well.
Okay.
So, you ready?
Yes.
What's your primary language?
C++.
Awesome. Oh, you already changed it. Sweet. Okay. Quick question. Roughly what level are you at in your career?
I am at the quote unquote, I guess the regular age, like right before a senior, so one step above a new grad, but not at senior.
Okay. All right. Knowing that, I'm gonna give you this question. I'm gonna give you a vector of, let's say, pairs. Um, so
Mhm.
vector of pair. Ah, okay. Vector apparently. uh,
Yep.
and 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 I'm gonna give you. We're gonna call it points, and basically what it is, it's a list of x y coordinates. Make sense?
Okay.
Then I'm going
Yes.
to give you another pair, which will be the vertex. So it's not going to be 0, 0. It's going to be another point that's given. And then 8K. And I want you to find the nearest points around the vertex, but only K of them.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Let me make sure I understand. So I'm given a vertex, and I want to find its neighbors.
Yes.
Okay. What is the criteria for a neighbor?
The shortest distance.
Okay.
And the distance can just be y, y1, or squared plus y1 minus y2 squared.
Okay.
Does that
Okay.
make
Okay.
sense?
So yep. Yep.
Okay.
I see. So, yeah. Okay, so I have a list of points. I got the pair. Sorry, what does the int k mean again?
Int k is just the number of points to return.
I see, I see. So I'm returning a vector of neighbors that are within. Oh wait. You're saying the k closest neighbors?
Yes.
Okay, okay, I see. So okay, yeah, just letting that sink in. So got a list of points. I got a vertex. I want to return the k closest neighbors. Okay. Okay. So let me do that. Do I just kind of write the input inside the main, or you want like a separate function to call and giving it?
I want a separate function for the nearest neighbors.
Okay. So it'll be like a vector of pairs for the return value of that function for the. Okay.
Yeah, just another vector of pairs to return.
I see. Yep. So that'll be the sign. Okay. So k neighbors. Okay. So it'll take in the okay. So the points. Okay. So let me just put that in so I can. Okay. Okay. So I need to. I have a vertex. I will need to consider the distance to all the other points, and I guess I can put them in a priority queue to put them in shortest distance, and then pop off the first k elements in that priority queue. So, so if k is larger than the total number of points, I just return the whole thing, right?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So okay, these are okay. Okay, I think I have a plan to implement. I guess so. I will loop through the entire vector of points, and then calculate the distance, and then put them in a priority queue with a distance value. So I need to store I guess I can use the index of that point plus its distance. So could be like a separate pair, and then that queue will sort. We'll compare using the distance. Okay, so I think I'm ready to implement. So I'll go ahead and start. Yeah. Okay. So for every point, I need to calculate the distance. Let me try that. And then I need to put in. I need a queue priority queue. I don't remember the syntax for this. Should I just ask you or Google it? I don't remember the.
Feel free to Google it if you need to. Just the syntax.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll just write some pseudocode and then fix it up later. So it'll be like a pair of yeah. So this will be priority queue of pairs. So the pairs will be pairs will be my index and distance. Okay. And then okay, so for my auto key in points, I can have distance equals calculation. So I need to subtract Okay, so I need to subtract my vertex dot first minus my p dot first, and then and then pq dot insert insert the int distance. So my pair will be okay. Let me make this a regular loop. Uh, oh, sorry. P vertex P equals okay. Okay, so then I will have my answer. My return value is going to be a vector. Yes.
By the way, distance. I guess no, but I was gonna say it's probably good to make it a double, but those will be answers.
Yeah. I need to insert a pair of my index. So my index will be I and distance. Push back. Okay, so this is the priority queue pop. Okay, so now I need to add a. Okay, so I don't remember the syntax for the priority queue to add the compare function. So I'll look that up real quick.
Sure.
Priority queue. Okay, so priority queue C++ example. Priority queue. Okay, priority queue. Something like priority queue of. Okay, so it's got the item vector. Okay, so I put this vector, vector and okay, and then the comparison function. So let's see how to do that. Priority. Okay, so something like
Yeah.
let me see. Okay, so I need the two things here. Okay, so here. Here, AB. Okay, return the. Okay, I want the nearest. So let's try this. Less than the. Okay. Okay, so I was thinking about this. I'm putting, looking at every point, is getting the distance and then inserting it with the index and the distance. Okay, and getting the, okay, need to push back. Uh, okay, so, okay, so I need to push back the actual pair of the coordinates. So let's see, I need to push back. All right, just for readability, a pair of my neighbor is equal to, okay, so it'll be the coordinates. So pop, and then a pair of coordinate will be in first. So all right, just for.
Well, you stored the index, right? So can't you just pull that element off?
Yep, I store the index. Yep. So I need to look into the so the index. This is the index, and then I need to look into the original points. Neighbor. Oh, it's okay. So this is my other pair. Okay, the coordinate is original points index. Okay. Okay, so it's gonna redo this. So I got my priority queue. Points is okay. Give the distance. The text line. Okay. Square priority queue. Insert index and distance. Okay. Uh, okay. I think I'm ready to. Okay. Now to get it back out. Um, okay. Think I'm ready to run some tests.
Yeah,
So.
let's try it.
Uh, okay, so let's see. I need a vector of pair. Uh, so it'll be, let's see, 4. Let's see, negative and a positive. And equals. I remember you saying something about something not being 0, 0. I don't remember what that was about. Can you
Yeah,
repeat
the
that part?
vertex doesn't have to be 0, 0. It could be
Oh,
elsewhere.
okay. Okay, yeah. Let me see. K equals, let's try, print this. Oh, let me clear this. Priority queue.
Might just
see what's wrong.
be.
Yep. Oh, yeah. 21.5 lambda expression template. Template expression. Let's take a look at that example again. I think I'm missing that arrow.
Should be able to do lambda.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
So you should be able to do a lambda function.
Should be able to priority queue
Up right now.
Oh yeah, I have. Okay, so you're saying this. So yeah, I don't know what version of C++ it's using. Okay, so okay, I can try the struct way. Let me try to see how the example.
What if we did this? This right here. So it'd be, just look that up. I guess not.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
So
what
let
I'm
me look up.
seeing, what I'm seeing is that you can do an auto function and then declare type it.
Yeah, I'd be fumbling.
So
Okay.
let me just throw what I see. Pick this out.
I saw an example with the declare type and then using a function instead of a lambda. But okay.
So count and that might work. Oh well, but you're right. So do you see kind of a problem with this? Not the actual problem, but something else?
I mean, like a logic error.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take a look. Not yet. I'm adding it in with the blocker distance, and then so I don't know how it works if the k is bigger than the.
Oh, there we go. That worked.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know how it works if k is bigger than the size of points. I'm not sure what it does.
What if I gave you 10 billion points and k is equal to 3?
Oh, I see. Yeah. 10 billion points k is equal to 3. I would need to, yeah, it would be storing too many. Okay, yeah, I only need to store the first k. So,
Sure.
Okay. So right. Um, Let me think about which one to put in. So I need K. So put in the smallest. Okay. Okay. So while okay. So while I'm putting it in, so if I want while I'm putting it in, if the size is greater than K, I need to pop off. Uh, let's see. 10. Let me see how that works. So let's see. I have some numbers: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I want the top smallest. So I get okay. So if I have sample 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, I want to keep the first two. So I have 1, 3, and then if it's 5, then I don't need to store it. Uh, okay. So just trying some examples. So I guess I could have another priority queue for the to sort by the largest, and then I would always know the largest. Just thinking if that's the best way to do it. Um,
Sure.
yeah, uh, so if I wanted to, the 3, 1, this 5 is bigger. Uh, okay, so 3. Okay, that's the method I'm thinking of right now. Just trying to think of anything better than that. Okay, so I'll keep K, and then let's say I'll keep a separate queue of K for in the opposite sort order so have a max uh, priority, and then if a number is larger than that one, then I don't then I just skip it. If a distance is larger than my top there, then I skip it. Um, and if it's smaller, then I add it into the let's see. So then I add it into the let's see, I might not need 2 here. Okay, so 1, 3 is smaller. Okay, so I should only need 1 queue. I need to make it a max. Um, okay, so what I can do is fill it up with K, and then okay, I see. Oh shit. Okay, make sure this is greater than. Okay, fill it up with K, and then only add one in if it's smaller. Uh, okay, okay. So I reverse the order of my queue, and then okay, let me put K of them in first. Yeah, is less than K. Okay, okay. Only smaller.
Well,
So
just K, right? Is
sorry, what?
less than K, and then
If I is I'm looking at the index.
right.
Yeah, if right, only insert, yeah, right. So I need to do an if statement. If p dot second is my distance is less than priority q dot. That's how it works. Front second. Then pop, and then okay. So if the distance is smaller than the biggest one in there, then I get rid of that biggest one, and then I insert the okay. Let's see then. Okay. So now I do all of them. Okay. Okay. So it should be the entire queue. I should be able to leave that there with the for loop.
All right,
Uh,
let's I don't want to say stop here, but stop with this part of it. What if I changed the input a little bit and I gave you a file with probably let's say like 500 petabytes of points?
mhm.
How would that change it?
uh, 500 terabytes. Do you mean okay, 500 terabytes for points,
Petabytes.
and then also of points, or you want the return value to be that big?
No, the input file is like 500
Oh,
petabytes,
I see. I see. Input file is 500 terabytes. So okay. So
not terabytes. Like think times 1,000 petabytes.
petabytes. Okay. Okay. Um, so I would look at if uh, so I want to read like not sure exactly how to do this, but look for a way to read parts of a file, like kind of like the bash kind of line, the head and tail concept, but with like a file. What's the word? Like the iterator or the file cursor. Um, I would need to like kind of like use a stream of some sort to read in from the file, uh, depending on how it's formatted. So let's say it's like one per line, one point per line, then read from like a start cursor and a certain number. Um, I'm not sure how to do that, but I'm guessing the I'll look at the file stream options, and then see if there is a if there is a way to do that.
So you
So,
want to do this all in one machine, just one line at a time, for 500
right,
petabytes of points?
I see. I see where you're going. So if I okay, so once I get the cursor capability, then can definitely do a map reduce. So um, can farm it out to a distributed amount n machines, and then it can actually be split even further, and then get those. Okay, so each machine would look at a certain subset, and then okay, and then once in the reduce step, they can combine their all of their k neighbors into like basically put them into points into the points variable, and then that'll each machine during the reduction step will have a new set of points, which is the combined return value from the mapping. So okay, so yeah, so do a map reduce with this, and combine it at the end.
Okay,
Um,
so how would you set that up? What would your reduce be? Like, how would
okay,
you
so
expect the map to work?
okay, so during the reduce, let's say if I um,
Like, let's
let's say I have
create just this right here. Map,
yeah,
stuff, reduce stuff. And then fill in the rest on ideas.
okay, so the map I'll look at what's the I guess the capacity of how much I want each machine to do. So let's say I have uh, a start and stop, uh, and then so there can be multiple levels of the map reduce. So um, let's say I could do um, uh, like for example like 1/10 of it, and then farm it out to each machine, and each machine would recursively map out a tenth of its inputs until the last machine it gets a size that is less than a threshold we set. Um, so something like if start stop minus start this one is less than threshold, or if it's greater than if it's greater than the threshold, then you call map, and then give it like let's say our factor of maybe 1/10, and then
So
in the reduce.
let's stop here.
Yep.
Um, do you kind of want your feedback now as well, or do you want to just at the end? Not the end, but the written feedback.
Oh yeah, I like the verbal one also.
Okay. Um, so you're a mid-level engineer from what you were talking about. Uh, how often do you work in C++?
Actually, I do Java on the job now, but most of my previous career was C++, so I feel more comfortable doing that in the interviews. So right now it's mainly practice.
So, I mean, I was happy you started with the Q. It was a good idea. I kind of wish you like realized right away that hey, K could be pretty small, and I don't want to create the entire queue out of the whole thing. I could just do K. You went over some edge cases, but you never did anything about it. So that's a bit disappointing. Like, I feel like if you're gonna go through the edge cases, you should write those out,
Mm-hmm.
like errors and exceptions and stuff for them, and just say, hey, if it's below zero, don't do anything, or if K is greater, just return the list, and so on. Um, it seems like you have a good understanding of like algorithms and data structures, but uh, you have a hard time mapping those to STL libraries. Um, like you had to look up what a priority queue looked like and how it worked. Um, and then there's some weird things like down here when you created or in main, when you created a vector that way instead of just saying like points, parentheses, like this right here. Uh, right?
Okay. Yep. Yep.
So this would have been easier. Um, something like that. Um, so it seems like Java might be taking over a little bit, and you might be trying to do it a little bit different. Um, the technical skill there is fairly decent. Just some simple mistakes. And that just might be Java coming into play versus your C++ knowledge. You've never written a MapReduce, have you?
I've never written a MapReduce from scratch. No, I haven't.
Okay. Or using the library?
Probably like a long time ago, and yeah, so not yeah. I
I
don't
can
remember too
tell.
much. Yeah.
MapReduces don't work that way. Um,
Okay.
I kind of expect someone with mid-level experience to know how to use MapReduce, how to say, okay, I have 500 petabytes of data. Clearly, this isn't going to work on one machine, so let's investigate a MapReduce or some sort of distributed system in general. Um, he kind of ignored that until I brought it up. Um, so I would practice that for sure. I'd like uh, do like a local Hadoop thing or see if there's an online IDE that can help you with Hadoop or some other framework. You're in Java now. You should take a look at Google's Bloom framework for MapReduce. It's pretty easy and fun to use.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, so that's kind of a hit. That kind of hits your problem solving as well because you did basic stuff, but I wanted to see if with a big change like way out of memory, what you would do. Uh, Also, yeah, I kept saying petabytes. I don't know if you just misheard or not. Yeah, definitely not terabytes.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess yeah. Go ahead.
what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just saying that I guess this is actually the first time that yeah I get it's kind of like a turn into um, code into design where usually it's just algorithmic. So yeah, it's good to expand basically expanding the problem. There's like the second part of the problem. So
Yeah.
yeah, what was kind of unexpected. Yeah.
Yep, you're at a level where that's kind of expected now.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
have loved to see you clean up your code as well. Like, there's no reason you had to redefine what distance was each time. You could have just created a function for it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, um, overall, you did okay. I would not have passed you, but you weren't bad either. So, um,
Okay.
that's kind of my feedback. Do you have any questions?
Uh, so yeah, it's definitely the I'm just barely starting to look in the design stuff. Any suggestions on how best to prepare for designing?
System
Oh,
design. I have a YouTube channel that I saw recently. Um, that let me see if I can find it real quick. Uh, um, Cause there's a YouTube channel that I was looking at first. No, that didn't do much. Um, there's some YouTube channels when I was looking at like Facebook interviews that I started looking through system designs. It's really helpful. I don't remember where it is, so it might be worth you looking for. Um, I don't really have any book recommendations or anything like that. It's kind of more of a let's step out and let's look at the whole process on how to build the whole thing versus let's look at one project. So you're basically taking one big project and splitting it down to individual projects and how you would want those to look and how they work with, let's say, microservices and clustering and stuff like that. Um,
mhm.
there's some good videos on that. You can just search YouTube and find some.
I didn't catch that. What was the library you mentioned for MapReduce?
Flume, Flume. That's for Java. For like C++ and other stuff, there's Hadoop. Hadoop. I'm gonna just
Okay,
type
and
it in
then
the chat. So
so
Hadoop.
basically for
There you go.
and, and then for when you interview for your company, basically the bar to pass would be knowing the either Hadoop or Flume and being able to write out the MapReduce part. Is that
To
correct?
understand how well, that's not just everyone's barrier. Like I do expect someone as a mid-level engineer to know how to do a MapReduce. But that's not all of
Okay.
it. I could have asked another question. I would have asked one way I could have taken it was do it in over one time. Create a function where you change the input type, or you do pre-calculations where you return it in over one time in the future. Um, Another one would be if I give you infinite number of data. Like it's a way for you to creatively think. And at your level, I kind of expect you to. Man, I'm echoing over there. At your level, I kind of expect you to be able to tackle those at least somewhat. To be able to
Okay.
start thinking about problem solving skills with those.
Okay. What was the old one time how does this
That you could do some sort of pre-calculation to almost return or return probably with some sort of accuracy threshold in the 95% plus um, the k nearest neighbors in of one time.
okay.
So literally, you just do pre-calculation and then you just return whatever is in. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I gotta jump off for your feedback real quick. It was a pleasure. You should be getting in probably like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Leave me feedback as well. So,
Okay.
good one.
Yep, thank you. Okay, bye.